Hello, my name is Matt Pugh, and this is my presentation for Ed 200. The name of my presentation is What is Worth Teaching, and that's the question that I would like to focus on. Some of the questions that I came up with three specifically, and they are listed here. How will I know what is right to teach? Should I teach to pass the core tests, or what they need to know? Or make it fun so they want to learn more on their own? And last, how can I help my students understand what I am teaching really is important and can be used in the real world? So to go along with the first question, as I got thinking about it more and more, and as I started to go through the process of my CMAP, I came up with 3 points that I thought would help me to know how to teach right. The first one is the spirit. I think that one's kind of obvious, being members of the church. And the second one kind of goes along with the first one. The Lord helps us through the Spirit to know what to teach, whether it's religious or secular. And then I also came up with the idea that other teachers in my department of my school that have been teaching for longer have the lessons outlined and kind of what they teach, and I can kind of take from them and apply that to what I want to teach, and that way I can get what needs to be taught across. The second question is, should I teach to pass the core tests or teach to make it fun? Some of the things I came up with is teach things that they need to know and make it fun. I'll go through later on in the presentation and share some experiences that I have had with this. Another thing that I've experienced while going through the education system is the use of games to help keep the students' attention on what is being taught and to help them retain what is being taught and be able to retrieve it. And then the question that I came up kind of with that is, why can't you have both, have the best of both worlds with that? And then the last question is, how can I help my students understand what I'm teaching really is important and can be used in the real world? I found that teaching why and helping them understand why it's necessary and helps them to get the bigger picture of what needs to be understood. And going along with that, real life experiences of other people that have gone through the same things and where they can see applications, and it kind of ties back to why it would be applicable to them. And then getting them involved is something that kind of goes along again with why. If they understand the why, they'll be understanding and be more involved in learning. So to kind of end this, I want to share one example for each of the experiences. So for my first one, it says a mission example. I served a mission in southern Chile, and towards the end of my mission, we ran into, I was transferred into this area, and there was this family that got baptized, all of them except for the daughter. Her name was Jenny, and she just had a hard time knowing if this was truly what she wanted to do. She understood the consequences and the severity and the importance of it, but she didn't know if she was truly ready to understand and to join the church. So as we were teaching her, something that came to mind is I just asked her the question. She was living the gospel and all the principles, and I just asked her, I said, well, what's going to change with baptism? You're already living all the commandments. The only thing that you have an issue with is that you're not baptized and therefore not receiving the blessings, the full, complete blessings of being a member of Christ's church. And I really truly believe that was a guided question from the Spirit to help her to understand that her life's not going to change. It's going to become better. She will add to it. And she ended up getting baptized, and now she just got married, and everything's going right for her right now. So then the next story is from my kindergarten teacher, Mr. Mednick. Mr. Mednick was he was a fantastic teacher. He was my kindergarten teacher, And one of the things that I remember about him is he was Jewish, and I grew up in Salt Lake, and so it was predominantly a Mormon community. And it was cool because he taught us the Jewish culture through Jewish games and things like that around Hanukkah. And Mr. Mendick was also a great guitar player, and he made his own guitars. And I just learned from him, thinking back on it, that you can make things fun and make kids intrigued and drawn in based on how you're teaching. And he made it fun for us. He made us want to learn more and want to participate in his activities. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is the principle of teaching why. I coach football here in Rexburg, and this is my third season teaching as I coach, because I believe that coaching is a form of teaching. And when I teach them why and have them step back and see why I want them to do things the way that I want them to do it, and they understand where I'm coming from, they grasp it quicker and they're able to participate and to play harder because they understand the bigger scheme, the bigger picture. And with that, they also are able to grow, and they're able to understand the game a lot better and to come up with better ways on their own of how they can do things. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope that you were able to see some of my questions and my concerns about teaching and how I've come to grow and to learn from these questions in these first few weeks. Thank you.